What's up guys, BJ Emmanuel here from Abstract Graphics. Want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. So in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how I made this bouncy text effect on my intro video as per the lot of requests that I have received. It's going to be fun and easy to create. Alright, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so immediately or after the video. Give this video a big thumbs up as it really helps us grow. Without any further ado, let's jump right into the video and get started. Alright, so here we are in Alight Motion and we want to create a new project. You can just make the name, say, Bouncy Text. Yeah, and you can just create a new project like that. So the first thing you want to do is just bring in your text. So I'll go and add a new text. I'll add something like, say, awesome. Okay, so I'll put in the center, change the color to white, and then I'll add my font. I think I'll use the Poppins extra bold. If you have data on your phone, you will be able to download it in Alight Motion. Alright, so okay, so the next thing I'll do is increase the size a little bit. So let's say 48. Awesome. Now what I'll now do is I'll duplicate this. So I'll use one as a reference and then I'll use the letters for the rest. Alright, so let me just duplicate this quickly. So it's duplicated now, so I have two of this awesome on the screen, right? So just like you can see. Now what I need to do now is go in here and then remove all and just leave the first letter A, because the effect we're going to add, we're going to be adding them individually to the letters, all right, not to the whole word. So we are doing it individually. So that's the first thing you need to bear in mind. So the first thing I'll do is I'll try as much as I can, or probably I'll change the color of the reference so it will be clearer. All right, so I'll know exactly what I am doing. Okay, so yeah, so I'll bring my letter A to the top like that. Or I think I'll choose something a little bit darker, or just for the sake of contrast. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll make sure I align my letter A like that. Now once that is done, your job is almost done. So all you need to do is come to your move and transform. As your move is highlighted, you add a keyframe to the beginning at the first keyframe, and then you go to the 1 second and add a keyframe. So at 1 second, add a keyframe, and then you can go back to your first keyframe now and then just drag this down like so. Alright, so you have this basic movement. Now what you need to do to change the movement is come to put your playhead at the center of the two keyframes, and then come to your graph editor. Then you want to select this graph here, right? And then you select the second option here, this second option. So I'll select that, and then I'll pull this guy down a little bit, like so, and then I'll adjust this and make sure I have just 3 ridges. So you see I have 1 ridge, 2 ridge, 3 ridge, and then I have the last tail there. Okay, so let's do it again. 3 ridges like so. Alright, so if you give it a play, you have something like this. So you can see that bounciness now that we are looking for. Alright, so that's it, guys, and this is just it. Your job is done. So those of us that already understand what I'm doing, you know you have to now start duplicating it. So I'll duplicate, or I'll just copy, and then I'll start pasting. So I'll paste the layer, and then what I need to do now is I'll adjust it. I'll stagger it by 5 seconds. Alright, so I want you to watch this side. You see this side, so once it says 5 seconds, then you stop. You see? So now the next thing I need to do now is change the text. So the next letter is W. So I'll now all I need to do now is just adjust them and make sure they are where they are supposed to be. So I'll come to the last keyframe, then I'll adjust my W until it is where it is supposed to be. So, and then I'll come to the first keyframe, and then I'll adjust this one too. So once you see the red line, it means it is aligned, it is straight. All right, so you stop, and then if you give it a play now, you have something like this. You get it now? So you do that for the rest of the letters, and then you are done. So I'll pause the video now, I'll do for the rest of the letters, and then I'll come back. All right guys, so we are back, and I've added all the letters, and so if you give it a play now, you have this. All right, so this is how you create a bouncy text or typography. All right, so now that you are done with the awesome letter, the reference, you can just off it or you can delete it. Okay, so I think I'll just delete it since I don't need it anymore. And yeah, the next thing I want to do now is I want to create a background. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll come here and stretch to fill composition area, and then I'll change the color to say a dark blue, like so, or something like this, whatever works for you guys. All right, and then the next thing I want to do is I want to create the stroke that was making that movement behind it. So you come to your vector drawing, and then I'll come here, say from outside. I think from outside is better. Okay, and then I'll drag another one there, and then I'll just watch the red line and see. Once the red line comes on, it means it is the same with the other one. So yeah, and then I'll okay, I think I need to adjust the edge there and make sure it is just where I want it to be. Okay, so yeah, that works for me. And then we'll come and to the color. We don't need the fill color, so we'll off the fill color, and then we'll go to border and shadow. All right, so I'll just go to I'll go there, and then I'll on that, change the color to white, and yeah, I'll select this and increase it a little bit, like so. I think once it gets to 100, I'm okay. Yeah, 100 works, or 150. Yeah, 150 works. All right, so I'll click on this one to make that edge pointed, and we are almost done with the movement. So I'll click on it now, and I'll come to effects, add effect, and then I'll select repeat, and then I'll click on linear repeat. Yeah, so I'll just increase it to say 10 counts. All right, and then I'll go to offset, and I'll offset it like crazy, and then we can just go ahead and offset it as much as we want. So guys, once you are okay with the offsets, all you need to do now is you come back here and click on move and transform. Once you are at move, all you need to do is drag this backwards, like so. So drag it until the first arrow shows. So we are at the first arrow, and then I'll move it a little bit out of the frame like that, and then I'll add a keyframe. So you add a keyframe, and then I'll go to the last. Alright, so we want our video to be at least 15 seconds long, so I'll drag this to be 15 seconds long. Okay, so there, that's our 15 seconds. So the next thing I'll do is at 15 seconds now, so I'll add a keyframe here, and then I'll move it like that. Okay, until probably the last one pops out. So that's the last one. So I'll stop here, and then make sure that the red line is at the center, is showing. All right, so like this. Now we should have a movement. All right, so that's the movement we are looking for. So we have that movement now. Now the next thing you want to do is, you can see that our blue background is not at the same level, at the same length. Okay, so what we want to remedy that. So you click on your background and then you click on this one here, so it stretches it to where the playhead is. Right, so we have that now. So all that is left is for us to drag it to the bottom, so we'll be able to see our texts. All right, so I'll select the two and then I'll drag them. Okay, I think I'll do them separately. I think that works. Oh, let me adjust to that. Okay, so yeah, drag it to the bottom of position like that, so we'll be able to see our text. But you'll notice that since the arrow is white and the text is white, there is a conflict. So what you need to do to remedy that is let's adjust it more, is to click on the arrow, come to your blending and opacity, and then just reduce the opacity like that. So once you're satisfied with the level of opacity, you come out and then you can have your bouncy text like that with some movement in the back. All right, so you can also add some accents. You can take this to KineMaster and then add some accents to it. Right, so I have some accents I already created. If you can watch my video. I think I'll put the link in the description below, how to create accents. Right, so watch my video on motion graphics. All right, so yeah, and so I'll add that and then I'll stretch it to fill the composition area like that, and then you can see that we now have something like this. All right, so you just duplicate them and then stretch them across your composition to make everything look nice. I can add more that I've already created. Okay, so I'll add that. I'll stretch it to fill the composition area, and yeah, you can have all these nice motion graphics on your composition. All right, so all you need to do is just duplicate them and then just spread them across your composition and you are done. All right, so now what if I want to create more of these texts? What do I do? Because in the intro, you saw that different words were coming up. So all you need to do is so it comes in like that. All right, if it's too slow, you can just adjust it to make sure it is as fast as you want it. It comes in like that, so probably at 3 seconds or 3.5 seconds, 3 seconds 15 frames, I'll cut all my text layers, but make sure that you have copied it first. Make sure you copied one. All right, make sure you copied one of the text, so that is the one you'll be using to do create more other words that you want to use. All right, so before you cut, all right, so I'll cut them right there. No, it didn't cut, so I'll select them again. Yeah, and then I'll cut. All right, so yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll select them all again, and then I'll group them like that. So click on group. Yeah, and so now that it is grouped, you can move all the letters out of the composition at the same time. So how do you do that? You come to 3 seconds. So at 3 seconds, you come to your move, add a keyframe, and then at the end point there, 3 seconds 15 frames, you move it out like that. Good. So watch your red line and make sure it's there. Good. So now you have a movement, but we want it to be a snappy movement. All right, so you come here and you click on this last one here, and then you just stretch it across like that, and then you see you have something as snappy as that. But I want it to have like I want it to come back a little bit and move like that cartoon movement that we all know. So how you make that happen is by using your overshoot. All right, so how to add an overshoot to your graph, to your motion graph, is this. Now that you have done this, you come to this hamburger here or whatever, ellipsis, and then you see enable overshoot. So you click on enable overshoot. Since we want the overshoot to be at the beginning, not at the end. So if you want it at the end, this is the one you adjust here. You adjust this one here. But since you want it at the beginning, this is the one you adjust. So I'll just, you see, so it moves a little bit back before it completes its movement. Right, so it will just go back a little bit and then zap out like that. So you see, if you give it a play now, you have something like this, move back a little bit and then zap out. All right, so if you give it a play now, you see, so that's exactly what we are going for. All right, so basically, yeah, that's all. So the next thing you want to do now is create another text effect, and then you repeat the process we did for creating the awesome by creating another word. So you can create as many words as you want and everything will look the same. All right, so this is, so if you want to add those speed lines, you can add them at KineMaster. Once you're done with this one, take it to KineMaster. You can add the speed lines. You can also add speed lines here, but I don't want the video to be too long, so add your speed lines on KineMaster. I'll do another video where I'll show you how to create speed lines on Alight Motion. But all in all, guys, this is how you create your bouncy text effect in Alight Motion. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you in the next video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. You are helping me a lot. You are supporting me a lot by subscribing. Please subscribe. Our vision, our goal is to make sure that we hit 1,000 subscribers before December. So please, guys, help me by subscribing. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking around. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.